Hello, good people of Bills Nation. Week 4 of the NFL season is upon us here at Snyderman Broadcasting. Before we head out to Highmark Stadium and welcome in the New York Jets in an AFC East rivalry matchup, we here at Snyderman Broadcasting would like to remind you that there is a poll in the description of this broadcast that will allow you to help us decide what the name of the new Bills Stadium is going to be. Your Buffalo Bills are going to have a new home in 2023, and we need help naming that home. That's where you come in. Make sure you go down to the link below and cast your vote. But let's look around week 3 of the NFL, where your Bills hosted the Arizona Cardinals and came out with a 1-point victory, 27-26 in that game. Josh Jacobs had 163 yards rushing, and DeAndre Hopkins torched the Bills secondary with over 200 receiving yards in that game. Elsewhere around the NFL, the Jaguars are now 3-0 as they headed into Indy and came out with a victory 21-17 in that one. Meanwhile, the Titans win 27-21 against the Washington Commanders out there in D.C. The Bengals headed down to Miami, where Burrow had a career showing. AFC Offensive Player of the Week as Burrow leads the Bengals to victory 42-21 against the Miami Dolphins. Pittsburgh handles their business in Carolina 24-13. The Denver Broncos get a victory out in New York as they beat the Jets 45-17. So the Jets looking to rebound this week here in Buffalo. The Browns welcomed in the Giants with a massive victory, 45-15, Cleveland in that one. Tampa Bay goes up to Green Bay and comes out with a victory, 42-35 Bucks in that game. The Saints head into Atlanta and come out with a victory, 37-17 for the Saints, and Ian Book under center for the Saints in that one. In a battle of Los Angeles, the Rams come out with a narrow victory. The defending Super Bowl champs win 20-17 against their hometown Chargers. Battle of LA out in that one. The Cowboys improved to 3-0 on the season as they beat the Texans 31-7 in that game. In a battle of NFC North rivals, the Bears head up to Minnesota and win 23-20 in that game. Philadelphia beats Seattle 35-21 in that game. Kansas City hosts the Raiders and comes out with a victory 24-7 in that one. Baltimore squeaks out a victory in Foxborough as they head into New England and beat the Patriots 21-20. And meanwhile, on Monday night, the Lions are now 3-0 as they beat the 49ers 31-14 in that game. So look out for the Lions in this season. So awesome news around the NFL. What I'm going to do before we head out to Highmark Stadium is we have some contracts that are up. We showed this last week. I attempted to sign Josh Jacobs to a long-term extension. He didn't take it. We're going to try something a little bit different. He wanted more salary. I don't know that I want to lock him up for 7 years, so it's probably best that he rejected that offer. I am going to offer him a $5 million 6-year deal with a $3.5 million signing bonus, and we'll see if he accepts that. He does not. He just needs a little better salary, so we'll negotiate more with Jacobs next week. Poyer, I don't know that I'm going to offer him a contract before the season's out. We'll see what happens. We'll see how he regresses in the offseason. We'll see what he does this season, and maybe throw out a contract for him at the very end of the year. But he's 31. We're kind of looking to improve at safety anyway, so we'll just see, or at least get younger at safety. So we'll just see. Of course, when it comes time to negotiate with Oliver and Edmonds, we'll try to bring those guys back. Same with Knox. Morse is kind of in a similar boat to Poyer, and everybody else we'll just kind of make a decision on later. There's some guys here that we're definitely not going to be signing back, but Jacobs is the big one. We're going to try to lock up Jacobs first. Before we head out to the game, This Jets team is not the same Jets team as we had in season 1 of this franchise. They have made some vast improvements, or at least some improvements on both sides of the ball, specifically offensively. You still have Zach Wilson under center, Case Keenum backing him up. At running back, they were able to get Ronald Jones, so they have a little improvement at running back there. Nothing really to note in terms of improvement on the receiver front, but the tight end front, they got Rob Gronkowski in the offseason, so they improved at tight end. They also went out and got Carl Lawson to play right end for them, so that was another big signing that they had this offseason. I believe it was him. I believe it was Lawson that they signed. Yeah, Lawson was a signee that they had in the offseason. So that is how they improved. But let's head on out to Highmark Stadium. It's week 4 of the NFL, and this is a presentation of Madden 22 here on Snyderman Broadcasting. AFC East action coming at you as your Bills are hosting the New York Jets, Jets. And it is a full house here at Highmark this afternoon, the final season here at Highmark Stadium, as your Bills come into this action at 2-1 on the young NFL campaign. And a lot of that has to do with the running of Josh Jacobs. He had 163 yards last week and a touchdown. He looks to do more of the same against the Jets here this afternoon, but we are underway here in Highmark Stadium as your Bills are going to get the ball first. McKenzie's going to take the ball out of the end zone. He's going to juke a defender, but only get it out to about the 21. So he might have been better off taking a knee there, but nonetheless, here comes the fifth-year man, Josh Allen, to lead this offense here today, starting at their own 21-yard line. There you see the stats for young Mr. Allen, who is going to start out of the gun here with White in the backfield on this first play. Allen is going to drop back. He's going to look for it, and he is going to find Gabriel Davis for a good gain there to start the day. Call that 17 yards on the reception for Davis. Davis, the third receiver in this Bills offense, but they kind of have a three-headed hydra there at receiver with Diggs, Smith, Schuster, and Gabriel Davis. Allen has a lot of weapons to throw to, and I can guarantee you he loves that. 1st and 10 now. Allen is going to hand the ball off to Jacobs. Jacobs going to find the edge. He's going to go for a first down and a little bit more. Call that a gain of 10 exactly is where these refs are going to place it. So good gain there for Jacobs to start the game off this afternoon, and 2 big strikes there for your Bills to start the game. And there you see Jacobs finding the edge and just bullying a defender on his way to the second first down already of the day for the Buffalo Bills. Allen has his men moving as they are deep into Jets territory. Ball at the Jets 21. Allen poised in the pocket, fires, and he's going to find Diggs for a 21-yard touchdown strike. So that big run by Jacobs is going to lead to a touchdown for the Bills, who are going to take a very early lead to start this game. It is already 7-0 Buffalo here early. Only about 8 minutes left to go in the first quarter as here comes Zach Wilson. Bills have only seen Wilson once in this time. He was a rookie last season. This is year number 2 for Wilson. He was injured the first time these two played last season. Did get the start under center the second time, so we'll see what he has there, as Jones, the new running back for the Jets, doesn't get much on that play. Wilson, he is going to drop back on 2nd and 8. He's going to look to scramble, and he's going to have room. He's going to juke a defender and get the first down. So Wilson hurting this defense with his legs as he picks up about 9 on the play. Looked closer to 10 from up here, but that is just fine. They're going to call it 9. Nonetheless, it is a first down for the Jets as Wilson now has his offense moving, looking to answer right back with a touchdown of their own. Wilson going to drop back again. He's going to try to get away. This time he will not be able to escape the pressure coming right up the middle, and that would be Edmonds that they will give credit on that sack. It was hard to tell from here. It looked like Seymour is the one that got to him first. Edmonds got to him first, and it looks like Milano is the one that came in and cleaned it up. So Edmonds gets the initial contact on Wilson on that play, and Milano is the one that cleaned up that sack. So Wilson is going to drop back here on 3rd and 9. He's going to find his man, but there is nothing doing on that play. So that'll bring up a 4th down. He did find Davis on that play. Nothing doing there for the Jets on 3rd down. That will lead to a punt for these Jets. And there you see Jacobs coming onto the field. 368 yards and 2 touchdowns already on the campaign for him here in 2022. Allen under gun. He will give it to Jacobs. Jacobs is going to take it right up the middle. He'll get a gain of about 4. Looks like they'll spot him at about the 21, but Allen continuing to have these Bills moving as the ball is at midfield on 4th and 1. Going to give it to Jacobs again, and Jacobs will push his way to the 1st down. He will convert from midfield, and that will end the quarter. Your Bills are driving deep into Jets territory, and with the lead 7-0. First play of the 2nd quarter now. Allen will yet again give it to Jacobs. Jacobs is going to juke a defender, avoid initial contact, but he will still be brought down with a very modest gain. 2nd and 2 now. Ball at the 6. Allen pump fakes, drops back. He will avoid the sack. You would like to see him get rid of that ball a little bit early, maybe even try to scramble for a little bit, but nothing hurt. And very next play, he is going to find Juju in the end zone. So Smith-Schuster with his first touchdown as a Bill. And that will put the Bills up by 2 touchdowns here about quarter of the way through the 2nd quarter. Good poise in the pocket there from Allen. Will have these Bills in the lead there. As here comes Wilson. He and the Jets are going to take over at the 25 after that touchdown. Touchback on the kickoff. So Wilson under center. He is going to give the ball up to Jones. Jones is going to take advantage of the shift on the D-line, and he's going to take it the other way. He found the edge there and rumbles for a big gain. They're going to call that, I'd call that about 20 yards on the run for Jones there, as Wilson is going to find Crowder on the very next play. Good strike there to Crowder is going to set up 1st and goal. The Jets are going to be knocking on the door from their own 9. So they're looking to answer that 2nd score very quickly. Try to stay in this ball game as best they can. Moving the chains there. There you see, not very much pressure. Seymour had a little bit of pressure there, but not enough to really amount to much, as Crowder does get the big gain there. Wilson again going to drop back, and he is going to find Davis in the end zone for a touchdown. So that will pull this game back to within 1 score, as it will be 14-7. Your Buffalo Bills in the lead here with about 6 minutes left to go in the 2nd quarter. Jacobs still having a day. He's up to 415 yards on the season. So great campaign so far for him, as Allen looks to have his men moving. He is going to find Diggs over the middle. Gets about 9 on the score. There you see it, 10 for 11 and 105 yards already for Allen here in this first half. The numbers yardage-wise haven't been there, but the completions percentage has been great for Allen, and he's cut down on the interceptions. Not as big of an issue, at least not yet, as they were last season. Only time will tell what happens there, as that is a nice completion there to Juju. Allen out of the gun on 3rd and long. Call it 3rd and forever, but he's going to air it out, and Diggs is not going to be able to bring that in. So that missed opportunity is going to end the half for Buffalo as they go into halftime up 14-7. And there you see it, leading in pretty much every statistical category except for yards per play. But around the NFL here on week 4, it is more AFC East action down in Miami as Tua Tagovailoa and the Dolphins beat Mac Jones and the New England Patriots. So 24-21, Dolphins over the Patriots. Both those teams at 1-3 on this young season. Out in the desert, we have the Raiders hosting the Rams, and it is 21-7. Las Vegas over the Rams right before the half there. So we will keep an eye on that score as things progress. Meanwhile, out in the Bay, San Francisco is tied with Atlanta. Jimmy Garoppolo and Matt Ryan in a shootout there in San Francisco, 14-all in that game. But it is second half action here in Buffalo as Bass is ready to boot it away for half number 2. Jets will be starting the second half behind, but with the football, and they will take it out to about the 26 to start this drive off. And if you are the Jets, you would like nothing more than to get a touchdown here on this opening half drive. Time will tell what happens with that. But there you see Zach Wilson ready and poised. The look of determination there from Wilson as he goes under center to start this half. He's going to hand it off to Jones. Jones attempts to catch the edge, but instead he catches big Drew Seymour, who gets the stop. It's 2nd and 8 now as the Bills tighten up their defensive line. Not going to mean much as it's play action, but Zach Wilson goes down, and speaking of Drew Seymour, that is another sack. Call it number 5 for the rookie off the edge. First round pick out of Miami. Seymour bringing down Wilson. That is a sack lunch packed special for Zach Wilson by big number 93, Drew Seymour. And if he keeps going as he has a strong case to bring the 2nd Defensive Rookie of the Year award to Buffalo in as many seasons. Greg Rousseau, of course, last year's AFC Defensive Rookie of the Year. Seymour looking to repeat some of that success. Not much doing for Jacobs on that first play, but the Bills are driving in. This one will go for a gain as Jacobs is going to pick up about 8 yards on the score, and that will put him over 100 yards in the ball game. And we are just in the 3rd quarter, about halfway through the 3rd quarter with your Bills driving. But look at this. Jacobs just finds a hole and hits that hole with speed and power. Probably lucky that didn't end up a score if you are the Jets defense. But very next play, 1st and goal, and Jacobs is going to bully his way in for a touchdown. And that will put the Bills up 20-7. It's going to be 21-7 after Bass's extra point. So the 3rd TD from Jacobs is going to extend this lead out. And there you see he powers through the defense, fights for that touchdown. We said it last week. It's worth repeating. That is something that Singletary did not provide for this offense. That is why the Bills looked to trade. Jacobs is just a better scheme fit for these Bills. It was nothing against Singletary necessarily, but he has provided a much-needed spark for this offense. Meanwhile, Jets offense back out on the field. There goes Jones. Jones is going to get out to about the 27. It's going to be 3rd and 6 now. Ball at the 41. And that will be a flag. So let's see. That is going to be a false start on the Jets, pushing them back. It's going to be about 3rd and 11 now. 3rd and 11 for these Jets as Wilson is going to drop back. He has all day to throw. It's not going to matter as Crowder is going to get 12 yards on that score and on that play and the first down. So the flag ends up not hurting the Jets too bad there as Wilson again goes under center. He's going to drop back. He's going to let it fly, and he is going to find Crowder for another 10 yards there. And that will end the third quarter with the score in Buffalo, 21-7. Bills have been able to get on the board in every single quarter. We'll see what happens moving forward now. As Jones, he's going to find a hole and he's going to go. He's going to juke a defender and he is gone. That is a 33-yard touchdown by Jones to start the fourth. Cuts this Bills lead down again to one score, 21-13. It's going to be 21-14 after the extra point, but that was just a big hole that he was able to find in this Bills defense. So if you are Sean McDermott, you have to figure out how you are going to tighten up this defense so big plays like that don't happen again. And here comes Jacobs and company out yet again. Jacobs with 105 yards on the day, as you can see there. Allen now, he's going to give the ball to Jacobs. Jacobs is going to find the edge. He's going to get about 7 or 8 on that run. Has the Bills moving forward. Allen going to drop back. He's going to look for, and he's not going to be able to find Juju. He's going to be a little bit out in front. That'll bring it 3rd and 3 now. As Allen again going to look for Juju, and that ball's going to be knocked away. So that will actually lead to 4th and 3. 4th and 3 from the Bills. Allen dropping back again. He's going to look for Diggs this time, and he will find Diggs. Diggs down the sideline, and Diggs is going to get a big 25-yard gain there on 4th down. So kind of a gutsy call there to go for it on 4th down if you're Buffalo, though you were roughly at midfield. So I understand it, but if you don't make it there, that puts the Jets in a good position to tie this ball game. Meanwhile, Jacobs going to get the handoff, and he will score. So that'll be Jacobs' 2nd touchdown on the day. Call it 4 on the season. And there again, Jacobs just lowering the shoulder at the goal line and forcing his way into that end zone for a score to put this game potentially out of reach for the Jets, as there are only a few minutes left to play in this ball game. So if you're the Jets, you have to score early and you have to score twice. So that will be Jacobs' 2nd touchdown of the day. Again, about 6 minutes left. So if you're the Jets, you need to move the ball in a hurry and hope your defense can get a stop. And that is an errant throw by Wilson to start the drive, so that's not what you want. It's 3rd and 8 now. Ball at the 27. Wilson drops back. He's going to let it fly, and he is going to find Crowder yet again. Crowder has made some waves here today. 269 yards for the Jets. 84 of them have gone on receptions to Crowder. He's had a couple big receptions for these Jets that have moved the chains in big situations. So if there's been any bright spot for the New York Jets today, it has been number 82 in the green and white. Wilson has the Jets moving now. Ball at the 5. It is 1st and goal. Man in motion. Wilson drops back. He's going to let it fly, and that will be no good as Milano comes in to break that pass up. But here's Jones, and Jones is just going to find an edge, and he will go into the end zone untouched. That is touchdown number 2 for Mr. Jones on the day. He is a big signing from Tampa Bay in the offseason. He's been huge today for the Jets as they now pull again within 1 score. So these Jets are not going away. They are giving Buffalo fits here. 28-21 Buffalo. As there you see, nobody around Jones to defend that touchdown. And a little bit of jig there for you at the end. As here come the Bills, as Allen is going to hand it off to Moss to start this drive. Moss, that'll be his first touch of the day, but it goes backwards. 2nd and 11 now for your Bills. As Allen out of the gun, Looking for Juju, finding Juju. Juju picks up about 10 there, so that'll make it 3rd and short. Ball at about the 27. And that'll bring us to the 2-minute warning for this ball game as Allen and company have the ball at midfield. There's Moss. Moss is going to rip it for a big gain. He gets the first and more. He's going to go for about 20, 25. 30 yards on the day for Moss. Only 3 touches. That first one went backwards, so he's been moving the right direction ever since then. Moss's big run is going to move the chains and ice the ball game for your Buffalo Bills. They will walk out of here victorious as they get into the red zone, run the clock out. The time ran out on the New York Jets, who made it a ball game all the way through, but it is 28-21 your final here at Highmark Stadium. The Bills in first place in the AFC East here early on. It was the pressure, it was the run game, it was even the passing game that had these Bills rolling and gives them the victory here at Highmark. But we here at Snyderman Broadcasting thank you for joining us of this presentation of the NFL and Madden 22. If you have not already, go to the link below and cast your vote for the name of the new Bill Stadium, which they will be playing in next season. Your vote counts. Your voice matters. So please let us decide what the name of the Bill Stadium will be. In the meantime, make sure you are subscribed right here to Snyderman Broadcasting. You don't want to miss a second of Bills action. And be good, Bills Nation. We will see you for Week 5 as your Bills play host to the Miami Dolphins. We'll see you next week.